But we should follow up with a little bit of wrestling talk. We started the show talking about how Punk was injured. He's going to be out, and that brought into question, what the heck do we do with Seth Rollins? A lot of people were saying, well, hey, let's put him with Gunther because Gunther was supposed to be with Brock, and clearly Brock is unavailable for WrestleMania now. So now that leads a lot of other people wondering, well, where does that leave everybody else? And one of my questions I had coming out of the Rumble was, what are they going to do with Braun Breaker, the son of your old pal Rick Steiner, making his main roster debut, having an excellent showing, seemingly, according to the rumor and innuendo, just sliding into Brock's spot. And it made me wonder, hey, if Brock was going to be the guy to take on Gunther at WrestleMania, could this be an opportunity for Braun Breaker to take on Gunther? Gunther is now the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history. It clearly feels like he's ready to level up. He's been challenging CM Punk or Seth Rollins rather for that world title in promo battles and such on Raw. Do you think they could go with that? I mean, you want to talk about a star-making appearance. Braun Breaker has a great showing at the Rumble, calls his shot or earns a shot against Gunther, and then he's now the guy to end Gunther's Intercontinental title streak. That'd be a heck of a way to go to make a big splash for Braun. No?
And how long has Braun been in the in NXT now? It's been what, 4 years?
He's been there for years.
Yeah. And he's been patient. He's been working. He's been getting better at his craft. We've seen little glimpses of him here and there. But you talk about a great way to show up on the scene and make a splash. I mean, what's that saying? You know, every time one door closes, another one opens. Well, the Brock Lesnar door may be slammed shut forever, but certainly another door opened up for Braun, and I wish him nothing but the best. Nothing but the best, man. I say I'm proud of him. It's like I had anything to do with anything, and I didn't. You know, I just remember him when he was a little kid, and I remember the good times I had with his father and going off to the Yukon hunting elk and moose in the middle of nowhere, half freezing to death. I remember all that. And to see his son, Braun, now getting this opportunity under whatever circumstances, happy for him, man.
I think next month will be his 3-year anniversary with WWE. So 3 years in, having a big showing at the Rumble. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a big showing for him at WrestleMania. So proud of him. Just 26 years old. We should also talk about Roman Reigns because it was clear after Cody won, he wants Roman Reigns. He was pointing to Roman. Everybody's been saying it's going to be the night 2 WrestleMania main event. And here's a great quote from Michael Cole during the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. We love to hear the discussion from WWE fans about, well, Roman Reigns doesn't defend every week. Roman Reigns only defends the title every couple of months. Well, here's what I say about that. Beat him. At the end of the day, say what you want, complain about it. It doesn't matter because Roman Reigns' record-setting 1,245 days as WWE champion continues. I thought this was a great in character, in kayfabe, in storyline explanation to answer those critics that he's not defending the title that often. They've built Roman Reigns to be the high watermark in WWE. If you were a betting man, would you think Cody takes it on night 2 at WrestleMania? Or will there be a 3-way dance or some sort of twist involving The Rock?
I hope it's not a 3-way dance, and I hope Cody ends the story. And this is just me as a human being and not me as a former wrestling executive. The human being of me, that part of me, I want it to be Cody so bad because I need that breath of fresh air and that shot of sunlight. I need a great ending to a great story, something that makes me feel good about being a wrestling fan. And Cody's story should make everybody feel good about being a wrestling fan if he's able to overcome Roman. What Cody has gone through physically, emotionally, mentally, the roller coaster ride, cup of coffee he had in AEW was longer than a cup of coffee. I didn't mean that derisively, but the period of time that he spent in AEW, and I'm sure it had to be a disappointing situation when it came time for Cody to make the decision to do what's best for him and his family. That had to be a horribly tough decision to make. Beyond just the money, forget about the money. Just the change in course of direction and all the emotions that went with it. And then he comes back and he blows his pec out and goes to work and digs in. Focused, never lost sight, never let anybody see him do anything but smile and represent WWE in the best possible light best way possible. I don't think anybody could have done a better job representing WWE as a talent than Cody Rhodes did. I want to feel that way for a while. And I don't think there's anybody. You look, Rock is Rock. He's in a different world. Roman's done so much. If you go back and you look at his journey going back to whatever it was, 2016, 2017, and what Vince tried to do with him, and it didn't work, and we stuck it out. And now you look at where what he's overcome personally, leukemia. I mean, it's all, the story is there. Let's end it on a bright note. Bask in the sun for a little bit and feel good about being a wrestling fan. I think Cody can do that.
Let's feel good about being a wrestling fan. I knew we were going to be covering some less than awesome stuff and some dark stuff, so I wanted to push it to the end. But I want us to close on a high note because we are going to bring this episode to a close. We'll be back next week. I'm sure there will be more news to unfold between now and then. Somehow, I just know it. But let's end on a high note because
yay!
Royal Rumble was a big day for a lot of people. It was a big day for Cody Rhodes. It was a big day for Bayley. It was a big day for Jade Cargill. It was a big day for Braun Breaker. But it was also a big deal for a young man who was granted a very special wish by our tribal chief. Let's roll that footage, Eric. I don't think you've probably seen this. I can't wait for you to, though. How great is that? Allowing the tribe, a Make-A-Wish young person, to escort the tribal chief at the Royal Rumble. And that's what WWE is supposed to be about. I mean, that's what it really is. And I know that I've had a hard time since Thursday getting my head around my fandom and wrapping my head around all the bad stuff. But I see something like that and it's like, oh yeah, that's what it's about. Right, Eric?
That is what it's about. And there are so many great people in WWE, and Roman Reigns is one of them. And the people that made that possible are great people. And thanks. I needed that. I did.